Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast. It is Thursday, June 15th, and we have the U.S. Open to preview at the LACC. We've got a lot of good players playing, a lot of good odds, a lot of good plays. I know I've got quite a few, and that only means that our resident golf experts, Creighton Lay, Sean Rosenkrantz, have way more than that, which is great. We've got Max here. So we have got the fellas. We've got a full fucking podcast. We've got the Knights winning the NHL Finals, Stanley Cup. We've got the NBA Finals crowning the Denver Nuggets as the champions. And we've got a sneaking, maybe nice little card. We'll get into it later with the UFC Fight Night. But we did have a very good card this past weekend. So we will recap that, get into this weekend's stuff. So, fellas, how are we feeling about the U.S. Open? I don't even know who to start with.
I can't fucking. Yeah. As a golf nut here, and I know Creighton the same way. Each of them kind of have their own, outside the PGA, that's just a major. They have their own kind of thing. You know, the Masters play at the same place. The Open, more of that, just European style golf there. And then the US Open, just let's make it the hardest test possible on these players. I want to break their soul and get the best players in the world. And yeah, this is a lot of people, especially to the casual person who checks in on the major, not that we're any experts, but this course, it's the first time they played a US Open there. It's a very prestigious course. And I spent 30 minutes the other day just doing the YouTube videos going over all the stuff. And it's funky, to say a word. It's going to be really cool and different from what we normally see. A lot of different terrains. You're gonna have to wear the word baraka, I think. Is that those little canyon things that cut through different holes there? A lot of elevation changes. Because it's in LA, they don't have to worry about weather, so they can make it really firm and fast. And it's going to be a fun test. And, I think it's definitely, we're not going to see some sort of mule or middle of the road guy rise up there. I think it'll probably be a big hitter.
That's kind of been the whole talking point of all this is, of course, with the US Open, the whole point is let's make the golf course as unbearable as possible, right? Narrow fairways, the rough is this fucking thick, so if you miss, you're done for. But there's a few things that I definitely wanted to talk about that I heard talked about on another podcast that I just found really, really interesting. So I think the first thing is if you look at the way that the par threes are playing, there's one that's a 290 something yard par three. There's another 260 yard par three that apparently was practicing into the wind yesterday. So they were saying that
260 one is uphill too.
Dude,
the 290 at least is pretty downhill, so it'll probably play more like a 270, but still, that's crazy.
What are we doing here with that? That is absurd. And then something else that I thought was really interesting was, of course, they talk about with US Opens with the rough, right, and the grass, and they're going to really chop it up and make it really shitty. But something I found really interesting was that they were talking about around the bunkers, where I think it was Max Homa who was saying this literally today on Part of My Take, was saying that on the bunkers, if you are a few feet, just south of the bunker, you're good. But that thing rolls right, just to the tip of the bunker, and that ball is going to be this deep. It's going to be almost feet, just buried into the grass like that. I think that's really, really interesting because you're a bad bounce, you're a bad roll away. I don't know. I think it's just going to be really, really interesting. But a 290 yard par three, fuck that shit. Dude, fuck that.
The best is there's gonna be this whole six. I think most people really enjoy. So you have the 200 big par three, and then this is going to be kind of a drivable par four. It's only 320 yards. I think it's only 297 to get to the front, but it's blind. It goes over a tree, and you either then can take it way out left and chip up. It's a miserable elevated green with bunkers all around it. It just asks you so many different things, and that's, I think, what's going to be cool about this course. 8 is a par 5 where it literally is playing 2 holes. You're up 1, and then there's this almost just nature that runs through the middle, and then the whole other fairway is cut off to the right and goes up there. So you have to play a draw. I think 13 is it's one of the larger fairways by like US Open. It's like almost 80 yards wide. But if you hit it anywhere from the half like to the right, it will literally roll all the way down to the rough because it just like is gonna roll off that way. So it should be fun. It should be a fun test. But I guess enough about LACC, and we want to get some picks out.
I mean, shit. So let me ask you guys a couple questions. So first off, you're going downhill, you're playing a par three. Us personally, I mean, we're driving, right? Like, I mean, I'm driving that hole. I am not trying to play like a 3-wood. Like I was laughing because Creighton, I listened to that Homa interview. And I was laughing because he's like hitting like a 3-wood or a 5-wood. I think it was a 5-wood or something like that. And I was laughing and I'm like, bro, I'd be lucky to get it there in a fucking driver, even downhill with the wind against me. Like, I mean, we're hitting drivers, right? Like,
not a chance. And he's like, yeah,
that's how unreal these guys are.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's like maybe 390 on a par three. It's a pretty daunting number, or 290 on a par three is a daunt. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit, Max. That's far as fuck.
I'd still bogey that on a par four. If that was a par four, I'd still get a 5.
Oh, yeah. This weekend I played like a fucking 90-yard par three. I did use my wood, but
you're like, can I throw that? You're like, my arm might be more accurate than my fucking club at that point. No.
It's funny though. Sorry, Sammy. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it's funny because again, you look at the odds to win the US Open again is like Scheffler seems to be the odd, like the betting favorite right now. I don't see that, man. I don't see it at all. He's had a really quiet past month or so. I don't see it. I see Patrick Hovland playing really well. He's playing out of his mind right now. I don't know if I'm just drinking kind of a little bit of the Kool-Aid, but I was reading a few articles from, I don't know if it was Golf Digest or someone, but Hideki. They were singing Hideki's praises, basically. They were saying how he's been in a slump. He may or may not have been a little hurt recently. Mm-hmm. Hasn't been playing that great at golf. But people are saying the golf writers right now, the big J's, seem to like Hideki a little bit. I don't know. That's a little interesting.
Yeah, I think when you get to this caliber of tough play, you look for the flushers. Like we talked about the rough. So what's the best way to take that out is to just hit fairways all the time. Don't be missing the green. So who are guys that are like best strokes gained on approach? You look at like Colin Morikawa,
exactly.
Look at Hideki Matsuyama, even like he's not going to win, but like a Tom Hoagie, some of the best like iron players right now is, where, and honestly, who's probably, I think been best in kind of greens hit, at least lately too. So the trend is Victor Hovland. So if I was going to take any, I don't have any plays for outright. I did I think FanDuel has one where you can pick a player, and if they get in the top 20, you get your cash back or something. Yep. So I did take Vic for that, but
love him.
It's wide open. Creighton, you talked about Scotty. Scotty has been unreal with he's almost like data golf wise breaking records from tee to green, and he's statistically one of the worst putters this year. For instance, he lost 6 strokes to the field putting over the Memorial, and remember, he lost by 1 stroke. If he had putted average, he would have won. And I saw if if he played and then he had like Denny McCarthy's putts, he would have won it by like 12 strokes. So, that's not how it comes out and plays in fruition. But that is something that was kind of like, oh, that's weird. Like he wasn't putting that well early in the year. Now it's pretty much on notice. Like all the rest of his game is fine there. Rahm has been kind of, he hasn't played that many events, but he hasn't finished that well. But I'll just start first and then kind of pass around the horn here. I'll give my first pick, or my first, I guess, lock, and I've probably got a run through maybe 6, and then I'll stop to carry on the show here. No, go first, and then I'll keep going back. But I want to give a shout out to Lord Tyrrell. Tyrrell had not many guys that are playing better than he is. He driving accuracy. He's one of the best in the world. I mean, he's all the way up to 14th in the world in just official golf world rankings right now. But for instance, I was kind of seeing the filters and like who can win. Like, the past 10 winners have all done these things where they got to be this ranking. They have to have finished this in the last 4 events. And it got down to a pretty small list. A lot of the usual suspects, Cantley, Shoffley was out there, but Hatton was on there too. And, since we finished 3 at Wells Fargo, 5th at Byron Nelson, 15th at the PGA Championship, 12th Memorial, and 3rd last week at the RBC Canadian Open. So the man's playing well, and you can get him plus money at top 20, plus 115 for Tyrrell Hatton.
Yeah,
that's a great
and he's gonna throw a fit, and the ball will go like right next to the hole.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a
there
great
you
pick.
go. Sam showing
I'm with
right.
you. I endorse that. Absolutely. No, keep going. I like it though.
Sure. All right. So similar here to kind of just playing really well of late, and a guy that it's not his career is over, but he's certainly on the back half of it. But this is a big year because he could try to make a European Ryder Cup. Justin Rose,
dude, I've been feeling him too.
Who won a major in like 2002.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. He got back on the winning ways with Pebble earlier this year and got T9 to the PGA, T12 at the Charles Schwab at 8 last week. And I'm gonna just take him at top 30, just at even 105. If go higher if you want. I'm gonna just kind of stay relatively conservative there.
Basically.
Another conservative.
You talked about that ball striker though. That's Justin Rose.
That's
he hits the
flusher.
fucking shit out of his irons.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I always threw Patty Reed for top 32. I won't spend too much time there. But one other kind of where I'll lay a little bit. He's been injured this year. He hasn't played that well. But back to the ball striking, and he's a California guy. If we're going to kind of do the whole, Max Homa, I think Colin Morikawa, guy already has 2 majors, has been very under the radar this year. He was literally like 3rd, after 54 holes last week, but had to kind of pull out with like a back thing. Or 2 weeks ago at the Memorial. He's said that, it's all good. I feel, 100%. So I'll take him at his word for there. If I get only minus 125 on Colin Morikawa to US Open, like at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, no freaking way. So I'm going to go ahead and take that.
Is that top 30?
That's top 30.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he's what? Like the 5th, he's like the 10th or 11th biggest, like long, best odds for winning the whole thing, right? At least on DraftKings. He's like 10 or 11, I think. Yeah. I'm trying to do quick math, but he's up there with Cam Smith.
And he was and he if you take out his bad Saturday at the PGA Championship, that was the rainy day. Not that everyone had to do it, but he still finished T26. So transitive property would be good there.
Yeah.
A couple more real quick, and then I'll scoot out or get out of the stage here. Mito Pereira won the PGA Championship last year. A really good finish this year. It's hard to compare results on Live versus how that's going to compare over here. But he actually has been one of the guys who seems to care about Live. He has a ton of top 10 finishes there, or at least is playing hard, for lack of a better word, I guess. So at top 40, minus 115, love that. Adam Scott is a walking top 40 at majors, so minus 115. Love that there. And a couple just guys that you don't think of too much, but pairing Russell Henley and Denny McCarthy to make the cut, plus 195. And that's probably something I'm going to lay a lot of juice on there.
Quick question on Denny for you. So one of the top 20s I wrote down was Denny top 20 at plus 320. Worth a sprinky, because after, what was it, the Memorial Tournament where he blew that? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm thinking this is a good, maybe not a championship, but because his odds are like 10,000.
I played
like that.
I played
too,
Denny at the
top
PGA Championship.
Nice. I mean, dude, top 20 for plus 320 on a guy who has something to play for, bounce back off the Memorial and playing here. I don't know if the course plays to his game. That's where I'm always kind of thrown off. Is like,
he's not super long. He's the number 1 statistics wise putter on tour. So that always helps.
Yep.
Personally, Sam, I'd pull it back a little bit since you still get good odds there. this is arguably probably, like any major, the best field you're going to get there. So as good as Danny McCarthy's been playing, one bound round might take him out of the top 20, but I don't hate that at all. I mean, I certainly think he's going to make the cut. And then
I'm trying to find a top 40 is minus 105.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know he might miss the cut, but I mean, even if you wanted to dial that back a few and say minus 105 just to get in top 40, that's not bad. But okay, that's good to know. And I know you're a Denny guy. So that's the other thing, Sean, that's why I wrote him down, because I was like, Sean's a Denny guy.
I've been on
He's
him.
either he's gonna push me off the ledge or he's gonna hold me back. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'll save those bones for maybe a little Patty Wisdom, maybe Dansby Swanson bomb against the Pirates.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I saw Kutch just hit a bomb today, so he's getting ready for tomorrow.
Oh, let's go. I can't wait.
What do you boys think about, like, not once did I hear a Brooks or a DJ or a Cam Smith or any of those names come up in your analysis. Do you feel some type of way about any of those guys?
I've got the only play I have Koepka in is, and I kind of liked his like top, I think it was top 20. No,
Top 20 is like best I can do for his minus
I think it was,
160.
I like his top 10 at plus 125, but honestly, like I've got him playing just full tournament. So not just round, but full tournament matchup. The only play I have with him or any of the guys you named is Koepka to beat Cantlay at minus 110.
Okay.
And that's just, I feel like that's a pretty good coin flip. And
yeah,
like it gives me Koepka at minus 110 without having to win the whole thing. But I almost feel like the plus 1200 is like, I feel like I'd rather let Koepka play around and then see where he sits, because that's kind of what happened at the PGA, right? Like he went down like 7 strokes and he was like plus like 4,000 or even higher. I think I can't remember what it was, but like first round he was like plus 4,000. So I feel like it's tough to pick him on the outright just because I feel like he's so heavily bet right
rarely
now.
See a wire to wire winner. There will be some, I don't want to call him no name, but there will be someone at near the top of the leaderboard or leading tomorrow that we're gonna be like, what? And just like every other time, it's like
every tournament that happens,
it'll fall back.
Yeah.
Nick Taylor, except he actually won it. But
Nick Taylor's had a good little year too. I think he's second to, he played, was it the playoff to Scheffler at the Waste Management this year? But yeah, it's tough at the, like, I find frankly just there's better odds with some of the smaller guys. Like for instance, like I'd rather play like a Tommy Fleetwood top 30 than like a Brooks top 10.
Right.
And I sit back here next week and Brooks has finished second. It's like, oh, I look like an idiot. But I don't know. It's gonna be tougher to keep up that. But
yeah,
the only like top 10 I feel real confident about would be Hovland.
Yeah.
Yep. I have him. So I know I stepped out for a quick sec. So you guys all pretty much hit on the guys just outright. So I had Hovland as one of the outrights. I had Hatton as an outright. And then I also, the other one I really like, and then the rest are long shots, but I have Schauffele. And I feel like he's like one of those solid guys who just could sneak in there. He's 1,800. So I was like, all right, who's like, let me look at like the top 10, 15 guys, to you guys' point. Like it's probably one of these top guys that's going to win. Who do I feel like is kind of being overlooked? And I was like, Schauffele, like he's kind of high up there, but at the same time, I feel like when you look at like Rory, Cantlay, Hovland,
JT.
JT, those guys, I'm like, you know what? Like give me Schauffele and maybe he'll be like close enough. Like to Sean's point, that what is it? You bet the outright and he goes top 20. Like Schauffele might be a perfect candidate for that, where like, all right, he might not win. He might have a chance come Saturday and then maybe blow it, but he's still probably going to be top 20. The other 2 long shots I had were Sam Burns, no relation to Sam, but dude always is like good for like a good maybe 3-round tournament and then usually falling apart. Like he's had some of those like streaky tournaments. And then another one who I talked a lot of shit on a few podcasts ago, because I thought his name sounded like he went to a private school, did a bunch of Xanax, Mr. Wyndham Clark. Has been playing very solid ball and plus
I
7,000.
played Wyndham Clark earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's dude. I don't know. Just
Yeah, I had a wonderful stay at the Wyndham Clark. It was
yep,
great.
exactly.
5 stars.
The Wyndham at Clark Street. Wyndham at Clark Street, wherever Clark Street is. Shout
Oh,
out
that's
Clark
funny.
Street. So those were my winners. But yeah, I mean, I still put Burns down for a top 20. Wyndham Clark is plus 130 for a top 30. So I kind of liked that. But no, you guys hit on a lot of the guys. I
Yeah,
like
he's been playing great. Oregon Duck, Wyndham Clark.
oh, okay. I like that. That helps.
Um,
I'm trying to think. Yeah, and what else did you
I'll
guys
give
have?
you one more kind of the college thing on certainly a lot to be top 20. Could even sprinkle the win there. I know it hurt your other bets, Sam, but Xander Schauffele's best friend. So Patrick Cantley, UCLA Bruin, and this course is like 5 minutes from UCLA there. So I imagine he's probably pretty familiar with it.
Oh shit. Okay. That is see, this is good info. This is good info. This is why we do the podcast before we bet. Oh, one I also found. So Sean, you were teasing the shit out of it on a top 30. You were like, and I'm already slipping who you said who it was, but it was
Justin Rose and Morikawa.
maybe I think it might have been Morikawa. You were like a guy who's been playing well, kind of blah blah blah. Similar, but an older version, maybe. Ricky Fowler.
Maybe Adam Scott or
maybe
Justin Rose. Maybe
yeah, maybe it was Justin Rose, but
yeah,
Ricky Fowler at minus 105.
Similar.
He's having
Playing
comeback.
playing
He is
great
playing
ball.
great.
Yeah.
Minus 105 for top 30. I feel like that's not a crazy ask. Also,
what is he like 50 to 1?
To win.
Yeah.
Great question. He is 45.
Okay. I was gonna like I'll try to let me pull up real quick. I'll give you like my favorite on a 51 or more.
Yeah. Sam Burns was mine. That would have been mine. Looking at these.
LSU.
Yeah. Oh, also another thing I have, which we can get into if we want to separate, but miscut. I have JT missing the cut.
Okay. I like that. He's been miserable this year. Very average tee to green, and then putting is horrendous. I'll take Cam Young to miss the putt. His wedge game and just around the green has completely left him. I hope he gets it back, but he's been miserable this year.
So I was laughing because I wrote down 3 end of round 1 leaders, and I wrote down 3, and I looked at it and I said the one that could easily just not even make the cut was Cam Young, and I put Cam Young because he's plus 5,000 to lead the round, and I was like, I could see him coming out like a crazy number and then just poo in the bed. Like that's basically when I think of round 1 leaders, I'm just like, who's a guy that I like who can go off for like a round and then just absolutely lose his shit? Because usually, like you said,
that no name,
no wire to wire
pack guy that you're talking about, Sean.
Yep. And I said,
I just don't think it's a good set. Oh, Fowler 50 to 1 here.
Okay. Hovland, I had as a round 1 leader because he usually comes out strong. Like if he's gonna compete, I feel like he's usually out in front early. And then Hatton was the other one that I had at plus 4,000.
It's a good pick. He's playing well too.
Yeah, so I was trying to think of guys that could play well that might not be able to hold on to that. But yeah, Cam Young that's funny you said that because I was like, I'm probably not going to play this one, but I'm going to write it down because if I'm right, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, I could be so fucking wrong that I could put like $20 on that and lose that within his first 9 holes, But let's see. What else did you guys like? Max, I know you've been relatively silent right now. What do you like?
Yeah, there's one. Well, there's a boost on DraftKings that you guys kind of already touched on and ruined it, but I'll still talk. But my top 40, and he's a little sleeper. He's minus 105, but he's all. I feel like on these kind of hard courses, he strives a little bit, and it's Sahith Theegala.
Yeah.
I think he's always just like if it's a hard ass course, he's just fucking like steady. He's not doing anything crazy. He's just gonna keep rolling, and I think top 40 at minus 105 is great for him.
Boy, not too
like
far
that,
from
Max.
Exactly.
I like
and
that.
then DraftKings
He's got 7
had a
top
little-
10s this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Like I had him top 20 in the Masters, and he got like 7th. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
So
He's been rolling.
So he was 9 at the Masters and T40 at the
Mm.
exactly on the number at the PGA Championship.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
What's he at right
So
now? What are you finding him at?
DraftKings has him top 40 at minus 105.
Okay, I like that. Also another one I found to your Max, to your point, DraftKings, Cantlay, Schauffele, Hovland, top 20 plus 400.
oh yeah, give me that.
Yeah,
That's on where?
DraftKings. It's if you go to golfer parlays, and then you go to top 20 finish parlays, and it's tough. I'll tell you what.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, it is tough because it took me a while to find one because I was like, all right, give me like 3 guys I like. And then I'm like, fuck. Because I went to top 10 and I was like, 2 guys. Ooh. Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Shit. I go to top 20 and I'm like, oh, fuck. There's 3 of them. And then I found that one and I was like, oh, boom, baby. Like, we're good. We're good. Yeah. I love that one.
No,
Yeah,
the
you
boost DraftKings has, and you guys touched on Justin Thomas, but everyone to make the cut, you got Rory, Hovland, Koepka, and JT, and that's plus 125, but they boosted it 25% to 156. I know you guys already touched on JT, so that kind of steers me away.
Trust him right now, man.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, plus 170 to miss the cut is still like, that's kind of a good amount. I mean, that's a lot to be going against a guy like that, especially he's won a US Open, right? He won one a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Was that the playoff against Cantlay?
He's won 2 PGA championships.
Two PGA champ. That's what it is.
He beat Cantlay, right?
2017 and 2022 PGA championship.
That's right.
So he beat Cantlay in the 2022, I think, right?
No, he beat Mito. He beat Zalatoris in the playoff.
Yes. Okay.
And,
Who am I thinking of? Who's the one? Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if I really touched that, but I like Sahith a lot. So I've already put that bet locked and loaded.
It's a good pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
See, I had the Tagala, so that's a good call there. Let's see. I had Eric Cole. What do we think about Eric Cole? Top 30 plus 40.
So I like this just with like some college buddies. We do it like you pick 6 players, 2 from different tiers, and Eric Cole is one of my plays this week. So I love it, Tim.
I mean, top 40.
I'm high on.
I know I said
Eric Cole is this is now his 15th week in a row. But I think he'll get up for this. He's been awesome this year.
He really has. Like, and even top 40 is plus 130 for reference. Take that.
You know what? I also like maybe parlay an Eric Cole and a Sepp Straka to make the cut.
Huh.
Oh, I like that.
He's a guy that plays well on tough courses.
Let's see if
and he could play like dog shit in some normal regular event.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if
I think it might have not been PGA Championship, but it was one of the recent majors, and I'd bet Straka like top 20, got like 7. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
One guy we have not talked about yet that I think's worth, and if I went to pee, if we talked about him,
it was 7 at the PGA. Sorry,
I apologize if we already talked about him, Mr. McIlroy. How do we feel about Mr. McIlroy coming into this tournament? Because I feel like he's one of those high up there ones that not one of us touched on at all.
So maybe this is just
we touched on everyone else, but
this is going to be like way outside of like anything betting related, like golf. This is all like what I'm about to say is all off the golf course stuff. I wonder where his mentals are at, like going into this tournament, like straight up, like with the way that everything's kind of shaken out with the past like few weeks, with the way that like, I mean, he was the scapegoat, right? Like, and with the whole live and PGA and all that stuff, and now Jay Monahan and the PIF and all that stuff, and now all of a sudden Rory's sitting there kind of, man, if I was him, his brain has got to be just oozing out of his ears, right? Like there's got to be just nothing left. So like, I mean, he's gonna get up because it's a big time golf tournament, of course, right? It's a fucking major, but at the same time, dude, I think Rory's kind of beat up emotionally, and like I just don't know if he's got it, if he's got the emotional like stamina to keep up for 4 days straight. You know, I just don't know, man. I think this is kind of hurting him kind of deep. Again, this is like I'm projecting how I feel maybe onto Rory, but like I could totally see that he just be like, dude, I'm just fucking tired.
I mean, bro, to think about the amount of money that he might have been able, I know he says that he didn't even entertain an offer, but to know where he stood in the golf game and to know that he put hundreds of millions of dollars on the line to back something that he thought was pure, and the fact of, you know, staying away from that kind of dirty money and all that, and then to be like, holy shit, my, you know, just like it, you know, there's just so many different things to go into it. But yeah, that's I always found that interesting because I mean he's the fourth highest one. He's tied with Cantlay, and he's the, you know, fourth highest odds or best odds for competing, and we didn't mention him once, which I think from a betting perspective, I think it just, he's probably one of those guys right now where it might not even make sense to bet him a whole lot just because of the odds. Similar to maybe a Brooks, where it's just like, you know, it's almost like a too good to be true storyline, honestly. And I think that was almost Brooks the first time. Now it's like, okay, well, he could sit here and win, like whatever at this point. But Rory now, it's like, okay, like he needs that big major after this whole bullshit. Maybe this is the time. So I'm sure there's a lot of people on the books for him now. And so I think that's what's causing us to stay away.
Yeah,
that would be like the number one storyline. And of course, Brooks winning again in the sixth major is huge.
Would be nuts.
Rory winning after everything that just happened, everything you just talked about, Creighton, would be huge. And Creighton, I totally agree. Back that up. That, you know, off the golf course, there's just so much stuff going on in his life and where his head's at. It's got to be tough. And I'll even mention on the golf course, it's like he's number one in driving distance. Like having, you know, you hear like Michael Block saying, if I had Rory's, and I've heard this in now a few different places. So this isn't just like, you know, me creating this take, but so what does that do? That puts him way ahead of everyone else where he's hitting wedges, you know, on these 490 yard par fours and this is, you know, kind of just like a nuanced or specific thing, but approaches from 125 to 150, so kind of right where a lot of the times he's 169th in the world. It's kind of been something that's been quietly talked about on those,
interesting,
in like kind of, you know, you hear the rumbles and the more inside baseball, but like, you know, golf in this case, that he's the number one driver, but then with the wedge, he's like giving it right back essentially by not sticking it in close there. Well, you know, hopefully he could. It's just have to have 4 good days here. I hope it goes well, but that's been kind of a bugaboo for him. For interesting, you know, he had stuff off the golf course, and there's some things on the golf course that's hurting him.
Where's he at with his putting? Just if you have those stats in front of you.
Yeah. So
I'm curious to see if he makes it up.
He's losing about a little bit less than a stroke to the field. He's 113th in putting.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like, you know, tee to green, he's third.
Mm-hmm.
So a Scheffler like type of approach, but
right.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun, man. I'm excited.
I got 2 more names to bounce off y'all. I'm just looking down the list, Jordan Spieth and then Tony Finau.
Big Tone.
But yeah, bullish on Spieth, bearish on Big Tone.
Okay,
just my opinion.
No, I don't think I'm staying away from Tony Finau at this point. There was like a top 10 Spieth period.
I'll make that public.
Okay. I also have to kind of like parlay into our JT miscut. I have Spieth over JT for the whole tournament -130. So just Spieth to beat JT. I love that. Yep. Also, just last play that I have not named yet. I've named every other fucking play. Fowler -120 over Jason Day. And I know Jason Day's been playing good ball, and I get that, but I like a little Ricky Fowler here. I think that's there. Day's been playing well, but I'm going with that. I like that. I was looking at some matchups just because I feel like I fucked myself on, top, if I sprinkle all these bets in and then nothing hits, I need
Start
some
doing two. Yeah.
I need like
You
one or
just
two
need like
matchups.
smaller is better.
Yeah, and I need like one or two matchups just to be like, okay, like I really like this guy. I don't like this guy. At least if he can beat him, I can recover some money.
Doesn't matter if he finishes 39th or 41st.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know how golf odds are. It's basically like if I go on NFL Sunday, I put most of my money on the best, line I like, and then I throw a little bit extra and I sprinkle across multiple parlays where I do the same thing. Like I'll probably throw a tenner on a couple of these guys before tomorrow starts, and then we'll just see kind of how things go. But I mean, with the amount of bets that I had, if I put $10 on all of them, I wouldn't have much money to do other things. So, gotta pick and choose how we do that. Anything else US Open wise, anything that we're missing here? I think we did
it's
make
good
miss
weather.
thing.
It's good weather, good golf course. I think it's just gonna be a really good weekend, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I got something. One thing I'm missing. It's always nice when you have a holiday on Sunday, and when it comes to the US Open, happens to fall on Father's Day. We only have one daddy here on the pod, Mr. Creighton. So this is going to be number 2 Father's Day for you, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
so
it's
this
my
is your
second Father's Day.
second. So happy second Father's Day to
Oh,
Creighton
Thanks,
as a
guys.
real dad.
finger snaps
Shouts
so we
out,
don't.
yes.
Happy Father's Day, Creighton.
Thanks,
Yes.
guys. I
Let's
appreciate
Father's
it.
Day.
Yeah, man. So hopefully you get some winners there on Sunday. I bet you $50 that you'll be asleep on that corner spot on the couch. LK will be in your arm and you will be watching Kirill Hatton bring home the title. I'm trying to look at the longest odds that'll make me the most money. Kirill Hatton. And he's gonna take it home, and you're gonna have little LK there chilling. You're gonna be like, I remember when.
It's just clap with the crowd.
The 18th hole. Sweet, this is perfect. And you'll have a beautiful dad nap. So you deserve it, buddy. Cheers to that.
Cheers,
Cheers
man.
to that.
Appreciate you guys.
Happy Father's Day in advance. That's going to be a great Sunday for you.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, you have to let us know what bets are still able to win at that point.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Tim, I do love that Fowler over Day, by the way.
Thank you.
Fowler's coming in real hot. Days missed each of the last 2 cuts that he's played in, which is interesting because the tournament before he won. So who knows? Max, you'll like this one that I did already have a ticket in for is a top 44. Let's see if you remember this. He's the 54-hole king.
Oh, is that Tommy or is that?
No, but that's a good one though. It's the kitty cat, Kurt Kitayama.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah,
I was dogging him, and then he won the whole. And then he won like a Palmer or something.
So
I remember that. Yeah.
That's right, dude. Fuck, dude, he's been so out of the.
He's very up and down. But
I forgot that name for a minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a California guy. Went to UNLV, so maybe there's something in the water there. Is anyone playing anything with Homa? I took back during the Masters. I took the plus 3,500. We were talking about he has the record here from playing at Cal. And I was hoping that honestly the ticket might just increase and I could sell it. He hasn't. He's played pretty average since, and it hasn't moved there. So I'll probably just let that play out. But we'll be rooting for him. But
always.
Yeah,
I was gonna like that.
Yeah,
good guy. Number one good guy there.
Yeah.
And I think that's one where honestly, I just gotta make sure. I think what will happen is if he makes the cut and he's in the hunt, I'll probably put something on Saturday morning. But I just when it comes to this, and it's funny because I know, Sean, you're a different school of thought when it comes to golf. And I think eventually I will not be so instant gratification millennial bullshit where I need to at least know that they're going to make the cut and I take off 2 of the days. The odds are so fucking good. So I can't argue that. But Homa's one of those guys where I'm truly scared that like this is his course and like I just really would hate for him to miss it and just throw some bones on there. But at the same time, like if he's there, even maybe if he has a decent round tomorrow, like not like a, like a +1, or if he's like, like -1, somewhere that's close enough, maybe the odds are still similar. I'll probably throw something on, but like
Yeah.
I'm so scared for him and Kepka. I'm almost like I love PMT. I listen to PMT. I am a rider. I'm an AWL, but like I'm really scared because I feel like Kepka could potentially not have the weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised. And then Homa's the same boat where I think there's almost too much hype. And he hasn't been playing like super great, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like it's
Really up until he played well in Dallas a couple weeks ago.
yeah. So I'm torn. I'm really torn. So I'll wait. I'm sure Friday we'll be at Wrigley and I'll be just having myself a little fucking parlay frenzy over here, just throwing bullshit around while I'm sitting waiting for the game to tip. But I'm definitely gonna be rooting for him. The other guy that I'm rooting for, who we haven't really talked about, is Mr. Matsuyama. He's +170 for top 20. Did we?
I just stepped out that time at Creighton. Had some
Oh,
sports.
fuck me.
The
God
golf
damn.
writers the big J's are loving him right now.
Good. Okay. All right. Cool. I just wanted to make sure we gave him some love.
Yep.
I mean, shit. He's gonna say, "Hey, Liv, I know you guys offered me $500 million, but I'm gonna just keep dubbing motherfuckers and just doing
Ball
my
striker.
yeah, +170 for
Flusher.
top 20. I don't know if you brought that up, but that's great odds for a top 20. He's like the guy that'll go like 1 under or 2 under every day, and all of a sudden he's 2 strokes out come Sunday, and he's like, everyone's like, where the fuck did this guy come from? And he's just like, I've just been going 2 under every day. I don't know what you guys are doing. Like you got Cam Smith over here going 8 under and 14 over in 2 days. Like, what am I supposed to do?
A linear golfer compared to a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. And I'm a roller coaster guy myself. I ride in the Jordan Spieth bandwagon where I mean, if my head's straight, golf is straight. But if it's not, then you can go fuck yourself. like honestly.
That's
So,
funny and relatable.
shit, it really is. It really is. And I will tell you what, the second I get back from Chicago on Sunday, I will be trying to play golf Sunday afternoon and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, because every time I watch a major tournament, all I want to do the following week is golf. So
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to that. Shit. All right. Sorry, I said if there's anything else with golf.
No, dude, that good stuff. Can't
right.
wait. I'll maybe I'll share Sam. I guess the top couple where we all can the top couple plays to put on the IG there. But
yeah, man.
Fellas, love you. I gotta see myself out. I gotta pack. I gotta get up for a very early flight tomorrow. Sam, I'll see you tomorrow. But
yeah,
guys, enjoy, and Max, I'll certainly wait to hear your UFC play.
Love it. Yeah. You'll have it downloaded and ready before your flight in the morning. All right.
All right. I'm counting on you.
Hey, I'm off tomorrow. I'm producing. That's what we're doing tonight.
Perfect.
Cheers, brother.
Too bud.
All right, let's hit on the next thing. Golf is now wrapped up. Perfect, because we still have YouTube goobers here. Mr. Ice Cats over here. Maybe not Ice Cats, might not be relevant now that they've lost, but let's touch on hockey real quick. Knights win 4-1. Honestly, I don't see this being a very long, extended segment. Max do you have your hand up? Is that what you have your hand up? Yeah, just go. Go ahead.
I just want to get this out because I'm actually super frustrated with myself.
Oh, no.
You guys want to go back to, I think, before the semis, I think you were like, what do we, like, you gave me the option. I said Vegas wins it all. When it was 4 teams left, I said Vegas wins it all. And the fact that I just watched Florida beat the fucking dick out of Canes, it just swayed my whole mindset. And I was all in on Panthers. And I could have had the Nuggets and fucking Knights parlay, but I had the Nuggets and Panthers parlay. and I'm just so frustrated with myself.
Dude,
It's not even
that's
funny.
such a hard thing to predict though, because like the Panthers blew their load all over themselves during that series because like they like Matthew Tkachuk. Okay, he's an awesome hockey player. I grew up watching I idolize his dad, Keith Tkachuk, right? Amazing.
Blues.
Dude, that guy needs a fucking that dude's head is scrambled eggs right now. Like he has no in between, right? Like he's either really happy or he's gonna take your head off. And I think the Knights figured that out right away. The puck dropped and they're like, Kachuk's pissed off from 2 days ago still. So like they just fucked with their mentals in the series, dude. The series was lost in game 1. Like it was just fucking like it was done. Like they beat them up emotionally and mentally, and like you could just tell. Like you could totally tell.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like Panthers were kind of doing that almost their whole way. Like Panthers were like trying to bully motherfuckers their whole way through, and just like Vegas was like, no, like we're gonna get under your skin. Like fuck that.
And we can do it with all 4 lines. We're not just 1 or 2 lines. We have 4 fucking lines. We have 7 defensemen, and we're gonna throw all fucking 20 of these motherfuckers at you until you know what I mean. Like, and they do that, dude. They just roll their lines, and they're disciplined. And they're solid, like, and I mean, and their special teams is great. Like Jack Eichel, this was his coming out party, right? Like he's been in the league forever, but in Buffalo, he just he got hurt. He had some issues. He gets to he gets to Vegas, and it's like, okay, Jack Eichel's a hockey player. Like this kid is incredible. They have a bunch of veteran guys. Right, Martinez and God, I can't think of dude. Like they've got a ton of veteran leadership. Like they showed it, dude. Like they showed it, and I didn't have any skin in the game. I was just really happy. I was just happy for him, man. Like an expansion team. It's just a really good story.
Yeah.
And dude, I'll be honest with you, the whole Vegas like. Just getting pro sports in general, I was kind of out on. Like when they got the Knights and then they got the Raiders, I was like, man, I don't know. Like people don't even live in Vegas. Like it's like people just
exactly.
You know, I was so wrong. I couldn't be more wrong about anything.
Yeah, I mean, once you like think about it, like the fucking Knights, I mean, their fan base instant.
They love
it was just fucking packed. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they're just a bunch of fucking gamblers, partiers. Like, they love hockey.
DJs.
What do you mean?
Just DJs.
In the desert, dude. They love hockey. They love just people. I mean, fucking fights used to be like almost solely in Vegas. Like, it's crazy. Like, they just like. I love it too. And I wish I fucking stuck with them, but it's not like I lost thousands of dollars, so I don't give a shit. And you're right, dude. It's fucking awesome to see them win.
Yeah.
I mean, what? We've been here for 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And the Panthers were an expansion team in what, 93, 94, and then never won the cup. And then you've got some team who's been around for, little brother's been here for just a few years. They've been to what? Was this their 3rd final or their 2nd final?
Second final. They've been to like 2 conference finals.
Like, what are we doing?
Now going to the finals, like it's crazy.
It's
like,
nuts.
And my buddy, who's a big hockey guy too, he was. I don't know if you heard the last pod, but I'll reiterate. It's like the Panthers are good. The Panthers are kind of. Then again, it's not their very first season, but the Panthers are kind of where Vegas was at when they first went to the final. Like the expansion draft is different, so you get experienced players and shit. Right. But like, I don't think Panthers are like their chemistry is not all there.
Yeah,
so
totally.
They don't play totally together. But
I think too emotional.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they'll be back. So
I agree.
That's what I was just gonna say.
They'll start battling now. Like they barely snuck in this year, but I think they're gonna do pretty well next year and the next. So. It's good, dude. I like the Kraken, dude. The Kraken made it fun.
How much fun were the Kraken this year?
Dude, the Kraken were awesome.
Is that like your team now? I noticed you rock the hat too.
Yeah,
Still the
so
Hawks.
yeah, definitely Hawks.
Well,
The
now we got the
Canes I've
Dark.
kind of feared more too because now that like I went to the game 2 of Panthers and Canes. So I went down to
Okay,
buy
so
I fucking bought a jersey, of course, but like
oh, you
Yo,
had
that
to.
jersey's sick though. The Canes are
yeah,
dope.
So
And we
I
got a
saw
house in Gaston, so we're good.
yeah.
I saw the Snapchats or the Instagram, like I followed along with that, but like I know this was kind of weeks ago at this point, but like can you just
Yeah.
like talk about, you probably may have done this already, but I just kind of want to hear it because it's us, and like just can you just talk about being in the barn during playoff hockey, like
Yeah.
what that's actually like? It's, I mean, I'm getting the chills just kind of talking
Dude,
about
I
it. Go off.
am too, dude. Oh, dude, I honestly, I don't even think I really went into it in depth. Like when I went the next pod after I came back, dude, it's unreal. Like I know,
Yeah.
I believe that was my first ever hockey game. Well, NHL hockey
What?
game. I've been to.
NHL.
Shut your
Yeah,
mouth. Your first ever
yeah,
hockey game was a fucking Eastern Conference Finals game?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So fucking dude, it was unreal. It that atmosphere alone, like I'm sure there's many stadiums that are just like it or arenas, but like those Carolina fans are fucking nuts,
Yeah,
dude.
Oh
they're
yeah.
They
sick.
are wild. It is just so sick. It's so fucking loud. I mean, and a lot of the guys who've been they're like, dude, it's so easy to see the puck like in person. Like you're like trying to track it on TV and like you fucking see that puck everywhere. And it's actually unreal. That puck looks like it's like just like right in your face. Like it actually is crazy.
Especially from the 400 level,
It
dude.
yeah, no, I was up there. I was probably
Yeah.
7 rows from the very back. Like, and it was still
Seriously.
an amazing view. Like I'm sure it's probably better than like 6 rows
Mhm.
from the glass. You got the glass and you're like right above the like it's just it was
You could watch
unreal,
the
dude.
play develop.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it was so fucking sick. It just everything I didn't think it would like be right. Like it just looked so crazy how like the ice I was like on top of the ice. Like they say what like LSU, they're like right on top of you. like
Yeah. Yeah.
like, dude, I just felt like I was just there. Like, yeah, I didn't feel far at all. It was unreal experience, and I'm sure we'll probably go to more next year. And
You got it.
I, I guess
Right.
we
You
could
gotta
go to
come down,
DC,
dude.
but Raleigh is awesome.
It's an hour and a half from there.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like I'm jealous as shit. Like I've been to 100 play hockey games in my life, and I've never, or NHL games even, and I've never been to a playoff game. I've been to a playoff no, yeah, no, I've been to a playoff NBA game,
it was
and I've
overtime.
never been to a playoff NHL game. It's a fucking Wizards game too, dude. How shitty is that? But I
That's not hockey.
I
Yeah, dude.
I'm just so jealous. Like just I saw your instas and just watching you like enjoy like soak in that moment and just play out games.
Yeah,
Like I can feel it watching TV, like just watching
Oh, it's different, man. Like
yeah,
it's
dude.
different. It
You
truly is.
can.
like
It is. It was awesome. Like everyone was just fucking nuts. Like it was sick.
that's
Going and then we went to the bar after the loss. We're like, let's just drink the sorrows away, and hung out with some Panthers fans. Surprisingly, they were fucking
yeah.
cool. So it was a good time, dude.
That's
And we got some free hockey out of it. It was only like a minute or two because Panthers scored right away in overtime.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It was sick.
That's
It was
awesome,
fucking
man. I'm
awesome.
so glad you went and you got to experience that. That's super cool.
I feel like Carolina,
I had
the
a blast.
Hurricanes have completely taken over as like our second team. Like it's like obviously Blackhawks, but like I feel like Carolina's not a 1B, but they're a very good 2.
They're
That
your
we
Eastern Conference
Yeah.
team.
exactly. It works out perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
You can
No,
have
our even they even get like our parents are fucking watching the games and rooting for
yeah.
them and shit. It's
Well, because yeah, they
especially
go
my
every house they drive by has a Carolina Hurricanes
yeah,
Can we
flag on it.
Can
yeah.
we get like
That's
super
nice.
behind baseball or inside baseball right now? I know we're recording, but this is your
Yeah.
dad texted me yesterday. I totally meant to get back to him. So shout out Big M. Your text is coming your way, I promise. But here, I'm gonna read it to you guys. I'm gonna read it. Boo. All right. It's Mark Carlin. When is Sam getting you to the lake? We have 2 golf courses here. Get on them. Paul and I are here almost every weekend. Hope to catch up soon. Hope all's well.
Yes, dude.
I was
Yes.
like,
I
yeah,
love
man,
it.
you can count on that.
You gotta give me some weekends,
Yeah.
brother.
So we're doing this is now recorded. This is recorded conversation now.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you can't.
So now we gotta
Yeah,
hold
no,
on to it.
Yep. But
Well, and we
yeah,
could
no,
make
I just going down. It was fun as shit. I shot a 90 at Gaston, which was pretty hype for me.
that
that's
is nice.
sick.
That is solid. That's really solid. That's
That's
It
not
was good.
great.
I shot an
Hey,
88, of course. So he just barely had to beat me.
who, Dylan or Dad?
Motherfucker. No, Dad shot at 88.
Oh, damn. Well, Dad's been playing for 30 years before
That's
you were
nice.
born.
Dad can
He's got
fucking
new
rip
clubs
his
too, right?
It's all.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
He got the
yeah,
Sim 2s. Yep.
4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Like
He got the
he got
Sim.
him like right before his. Yeah,
Yeah. No, he can.
but yeah, no, yeah,
Good.
you
He's
definitely
good.
got to come down.
Yeah, dude.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I love
I'm
that
there
you
pretty
guys are
much
now
every weekend.
you're like Carolina people, and you guys like are next thing you know, you're gonna be fuck. I don't want to hear any NC State bullshit though come out of your mouths or anything like that. All right. Yeah, none of that. We got a wolf pack of Badgers.
I don't fuck with Tobacco Road. Sam, we got some ACC still. Notre Dame's still in the ACC. We don't fuck with none of that.
Until Notre Dame leaves or joins the ACC, yeah, I'll say that. However, if Duke, UNC, or NC State wants to pay for an MBA, yeah, gladly, I will have to pay for it. So that's not the case, but maybe we can get some in-state swingage. But yeah, no, we're all about the Dukes, baby. We're all about Dub V. Little Dub,
Yeah,
little
look at
beach
you.
and barn, little beach and barn, little Lundy Lane. Yeah, we got plenty of sponsors. We'll get Lundy Lane to sponsor us here soon. We'll just be wearing Lundy
Oh,
Lane
that'd be
shit.
good.
Selly hockey.
Yeah, a little
Tag it
Selly
when you post
hockey.
it. Yeah.
No free ads though. No free fucking ads. Shit. Anything else hockey wise?
I think the only thing that I'm interested to hear you guys talk about is just Connor Bedard, I mean, so obviously that is kind of the news right now of the summertime of the hockey world. You guys are the darlings of the hockey world right now.
For now.
What do you guys think about it? What's
Max, you want to lead off?
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Dude, I can't fucking wait. I'm just waiting till the second that jersey goes on sale. That thing is mine. It's so funny. It's just like they're like, Connor, like, what do you think about like going to Chicago and all this stuff? And he's like, well, if they pick me, like, motherfucker, what do you mean if they pick you? Like, damn well you're going to Chicago, and it's awesome. He sounds excited. He's like, it's like a great organization, and he sounds like he would look forward to it if we pick him. But dude, he's a fucking stud. I mean, yeah, I feel like we kind of say this every year. There's obviously always that one guy that's above everyone else for the most part. Maybe it's every other year, but like he's the best prospect since McDavid, and McDavid's been the best since probably Crosby. So like those are big fucking names. McDavid came in and made an impact right away.
Yep.
Bedard is a little smaller.
Yeah.
But then again, we got Patty Kane, who was a little munchkin too, and you can't even touch that man. That man might have had like one concussion his whole fucking career. He just like never got hit. I swear to God.
He had some collarbones.
That's true, yeah. But like not like Crosby, and he's like
Yeah.
so it's just funny. But I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm upset that we had to get rid of like the Brink kid and fucking Kirby, and so
you're starting over.
Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. We still have a pretty solid young team. I think we'll still have Seth Jones, who's a good vet at D.
Solid defense. Yeah, solid veteran locker room presence.
Yeah. Lankinen's a solid goaltender.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I think it's just like I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the season we're like right at the 8 seed just fighting, and he's literally got like 100 fucking points. like a rookie year, you're just like, what the fuck? Like I'm not surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's like 60 points and we're not that good because then again, it's not always just one player in hockey.
Yeah.
Like you can say, I mean, McDavid, if he could carry, which he can't, he only plays certain amount of fucking seconds at a time. Like it's like they play like a minute each shift, so it's kind of hard. But yeah, like he couldn't make it. So it is what it is. He's generational, and I'm so damn excited. I'll just finish, and his jersey will be mine. I'll tell you that.
Which one you getting? You going white, black, or red?
I might go red, dude. I don't think I've ever had red. I've done the
super
Winter
plain.
Classic. I've done the Winter Classic twice. I've had Nicholas Hjalmarsson for those who that rings a bell, and then Marian Hossa, which you now have, Sam.
Yeah, which I do.
And then I got a white Duncan Keith. It's
Oh.
crazy. I never did the stars. I never did I never did a Taves or Kane for some reason. I was like, fuck it. Like,
That's so funny, dude. Duncan
but
Keith.
Keith, I mean,
Keith's the
he's
man,
totally
though.
a star. Marian Hossa is absolutely a star, and then
That's
Halmerson
true.
is a solid D man. So, like, I mean, he's a kind of a star, depending on who you're
yeah.
talking.
I got Hjalmarsson's back in like 2010.
Yeah,
Like it was like either right before or right after we won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I
think he's retired now. Yeah, he did end up in Dallas. I think he was in that Seth Jones Dallas trade. I don't fucking know. But yeah, so super damn excited. What is that? That's probably what, like a month away? When is that draft?
Good question. Let me see.
I don't know. It's gonna be. They're gonna lump it into like whenever the fucking like
What did it say? NHL.
the home run derby is, and like no one's gonna even know it happened because that's just
That's kind of how it always goes.
Yeah.
It's like I'll probably I honestly hand up, I'll probably do it. I'll be like, oh shit, let's go. The Blackhawks did select Bernard.
That's how it goes, dude. Like,
yeah.
It's not like the NFL one where it's like an event. Like it's just a Tuesday night.
Even the NBA is not like a crazy event. Like, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got Victor Wembanyama, so you gotta.
But just in general, it's not like they're fucking renting out half of the city.
Right.
Like,
hey, Bridgestone Arena's not bad though.
Nashville.
Yeah, 28th. It's on June 28th.
Okay.
For NHL or that was NBA? NHL June 28th. I'll get my jersey June 29th.
There you go, dude. Fanatics pre-order that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, where's
I
my?
probably could find one, and it might not be 100% legit, but
Man.
Where's our shit. All right, I like that. What's his number? Is that 98 on his Canada jersey? What is he? Do we
I thought
know?
he was like 16, but you might be right. I think it is like 98.
That's just on this Canadian League one though, so maybe he'll change. Who knows? I like that. Anything other hockey before we move on to the other sports team that won 4-1?
No, dude, I'm totally interested to hear what you guys have to say about the fat boy, the underrated fat boy, or the overestimated fat boy, or whatever they say.
Underestimated.
Underestimated fat boy.
This fat boy doesn't give a shit about basketball. This fat boy
does not give one flying fuck about basketball.
He literally just wants to go back. He wants to go back to Serbia. He wants to ride his horses, and he wants the summer to be there. And this man makes like a cool. I mean, the dude. I think the last deal he signed was like 6 or 7 years for 272 max. I if you can confirm that.
Doing it real quick.
I think it was
32.48 is what he made this year.
32.48 he made this year.
Yeah. Is that in salary alone, or
yeah? No,
because you don't see him on commercials. He's not repping Nike or anything.
It's so like a salary.
That has to be just salary. Like salary, right?
Yep.
Yep.
He's ridiculous, dude. I mean, 2 MVPs, 1 Finals MVP, 1 title, and that entire core, and like that's the shit. Like we can say here, we can talk about Miami Heat and we'll give them their flowers here in a second because they definitely deserve their flowers being the 8th seed. But how can you not look at fucking Denver's core with Jokic, Murray, Gordon, and MPJ, there isn't one motherfucker that's even touching 30. I think Jokic is 28 or 29. I think Murray is 26, 27. I know
28 Jokic.
Jokic is 20. He's the oldest. Murray's like 26, if that. MPJ he might not even be 21 for all I know. He might be older, but like
It seems like he's probably my age, maybe a year younger
yeah, so was that 24?
too.
Oh, you're 20. How old are you?
I'm
23?
23,
Oh
almost 24.
shit. Jesus Christ.
Remember, you're 6 years older than me for
Okay.
4 months.
We don't have to tell the whole fucking podcast how old I am. No shit. Jesus. I didn't know you were that young. Jesus. That's a good thing. That's a compliment. MPJ, okay, so he's about your age. And then you got Aaron Gordon, who's like 26, I think. He's or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
We'll
And
just say that, yeah.
between the four of them, they're all under 30. Salary cap looks like it's gonna just be perfect. What the fuck, man? I love Denver. I love their team. And I've always loved the Nuggets. You've known that since Melo was there. However, I didn't stick with them. And that's my problem is I didn't stick with them through the hard years.
Yeah. You tried coming back to the Bulls and you're like not so sure on the Bulls. And I feel like you've been a Bulls and Nuggets fan pretty much your whole life. But for a while you were mostly Nuggets and then you weren't even really a Bulls fan. But it was like so I'll give you props. And if you want to order a replica ring, I'm not gonna make fun of you.
Oh, I ain't doing that. No. Too late now. But I will say, so I wasn't big on the Jokic train, but I've always been on Jamal Murray. I put him in the year that Kentucky was the solo year he was at Kentucky. I put Kentucky to win the whole thing. And that was only because of Jamal Murray. I was like, I literally see this guy hitting a big three and winning a tournament. I was a few years early, but this guy absolutely played out of his mind to this NBA Finals. Came back from an ACL tear. Jokic, I mean, to be honest, he is the sexiest, non-sexy NBA All-Star we've ever had in the history of sports. Like, he's literally like he's like a more goofy Tim Duncan. Like, honestly, he's like Tim Duncan, but he's more goofy with I'd say a better outside mid-range game is what I would say. And probably a smidge better passing than Duncan. Rebounding and big man post game.
Duncan was an underrated passer.
Yep. And Duncan was unreal. Like Duncan's one of the most and he will go down as one of the most underrated basketball players of all time. Duncan will. And so will Jokic. But like at least Jokic is getting kind of his flowers now. And hopefully they continue to do that. The West doesn't look like it is the hardest thing to do going forward. Not a good young talent. You've got the Grizzlies. We'll see. I mean, if Ja Morant never plays basketball again, that changes the entire landscape. LeBron going to Dallas changes a lot of things.
Is that a thing?
It's a rumor. It's a cute.
I thought Kyrie would be going to LA.
That's what they were saying for a while.
I saw that. Is that what you're talking about?
No, they were saying Kyrie.
They kind of want to play.
Kyrie.
No, I heard that they want to play together again. That was like Kyrie is not opposed to playing with Braun or something like that.
No, Kyrie apparently Kyrie was trying to recruit LeBron to Dallas. And I was like, LeBron could, and I hate to say this because I have been in LeBron's corner for quite some time. And if he went there with Luka and Kyrie and he won 3 to 7 more titles, still wouldn't matter that much to me, unfortunately. Like the titles that LeBron has gotten up until this point have been substantial, difficult, and well-deserved. And I feel like if he went to a Denver with Kyrie and Luka, that would totally cloud, and he could win 7 titles. He could beat Jordan's 6 titles. He could go 7-14 in the NBA Finals. He could go to 14 NBA Finals and still not be the GOAT, which is fucking unheard of. If you go to 14 of them and you win 7 of them, regardless whether you win 6 and not have to go to another one after 6, fuck me if I'm wrong, but like, dude, right? Am I crazy to think that if you go to 14 NBA Finals, you win 7 of them, and easily the hardest era of winning an NBA title? There is no question that it is harder to win an NBA title in this time period than it was in the 90s, than it was in the 80s, than it was in the 70s. Has everything to do with team, talent. I mean, the fact that fucking like certain states didn't even have fucking people playing basketball in their states for a certain amount of time during that thing. I mean, it's one of those things where you're just like, how are we not giving this man more credit for what he's doing? And it just pisses me off, but it's one of those things where I don't want to give him too much attention while we're talking about the Nuggets, but like we're sitting here talking about off-season moves and things like that. I mean, I hope it doesn't change too much. I thought this year was a good solid year. Like I thought the West was, even though it wasn't as good as the East, it was still balanced. The Nuggets were definitely the best team, and there's no way that the teams in the West don't bulk up. Like I see LA doing some shit. I see the Clippers doing shit. Like they got to figure out what's going on with Kawhi and all that. And PG, you mean you got the Spurs now with Wembayama, who's within 5 years they will be in the conference finals. Willing to bet a significant amount of my body on that.
Is he going to make an impact right away, or do you think that there's going to be a slow?
No,
Yeah.
no, he's making an impact right away. He will get scored on.
Mm-hmm.
He will get bullied at times. He will have a guy like LeBron or a guy like Jokic or Embiid or Giannis. Like those guys know the game and they will posterize him at times. And there will be times where we'll look at Wembayama and say, holy shit, is he even thick enough to like withstand some of this? He's going to withstand everyone but a few people. Like,
Yeah.
if we're trying to hold him to LeBron at year 1, yeah, no, that's not realistic. But like, he's going to get stuffed by some of those bigger guys in the beginning because they're going to figure him out early. But when you look at it, dude's still going to average 20 a game. He'll still average 10 or so rebounds. He'll still have 3 to 5 assists a game. Like, the guy is a stud. Like, you can't do anything about his size. It's just sometimes you're going to be able to knock him off the block and sometimes you're not. And it's just going to be dependent on who you have in the post, what you've got available. But I could see him being a guy who's like, okay, I got the ball up here. Oh, I've got 2 3-pointers on either corner. You want me to throw it to that corner or the one behind my head? Boom, boom. It doesn't matter. He's going to create shots for other people. And so you look at that team, and San Antonio's they're gonna complement him as perfectly as they did with Tony Parker, Manu, Duncan, fucking Kawhi, fucking David Robinson. I mean, Patty Mills, Boris. I mean,
Yeah, that's interesting. What do you guys think the East is going to look like then? Just kind of the way that it all shook out. I mean, with obviously Philly, Boston, and Miami all looking. I mean, Boston or Philly's a fire sale right now, right?
yeah, yeah.
I don't even, yeah, like James Harden could easily not be there next season. I feel
Easily could not be there.
I don't know. I saw something. It was comparing Philly, I think to like I want to say it was like comparing Philly to like Arsenal or something.
Hmm.
I forgot who they were comparing, but dude, like Philly just like they can never, ever, ever get close to that fucking like that. I don't know what it is with them. I mean, they fucking in general, what Eagles will throw in MLS, the Union,
The Phillies.
Philly, and then I mean Sixers. They didn't get to the finals, but Like,
Enough heartbreak.
dude, fuck. That sucks. I'd rather be a Chicago fan right now. I know what I'm expecting. You guys get your hopes up. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I mean, it's like New York, except that Philly actually has more real hope versus false hope.
Yeah.
Like Philly's like,
I got off track. Yeah, no, I think it would be I think Boston might come out. This is way too early, of course,
no,
but I
I
think
love that
Boston,
actually.
dude, they're mad. You know they're mad. I mean, they were down 3-0, went forced the game 7 and just couldn't fucking get out of there. So I think Celtics are a solid team. You could easily put like early bet
Suns.
on out of the West. They
Oh,
dropped
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Um, Knicks were a close team. I don't think they're gonna. I feel like Randall might leave. Um,
Yeah. I also think the Heat are prime to get someone who will put them over. Well,
like someone a little bit, like someone better than Caleb Martin. I'm not even gonna say a little better, but
no, definitely better. No, I'm saying like they're gonna get like a dude like
LeBron's coming back to Miami.
no. I mean, dude, even like I hate to say
LaMelo.
it, dude, even like a James Harden or like a uh John Wall or like a Kyrie
Mm.
or I mean fuck if you're
They
really
do,
feeling
dude. They
crazy.
need
So
a
hear me out on this one. It wouldn't really make a ton of sense, but it could also like a Darius Garland, like from Cleveland.
That's not bad at all, dude.
Dude,
Darius is
you
so
get a
underrated too.
so underrated. You get a score first who's also good at passing. Like, dude can put up 25 a game, but he also can put up 10 assists a game. And you need a guy that needs to relieve Jimmy Butler of some of that. And by that, what by that I don't mean that his shooters aren't shooters, but we've noticed that Struess, Duncan Robinson, Martin, Gabe Vincent, not all of them are going to hit on all four cylinders every single game. You need a
And they're
guy.
all spot ups.
Yep, exactly.
Not for them, but like
And,
they are spot ups. Like you see them take a shot, they're fucking just pulling and shooting.
oh, it's almost always like when the ball's in the air, you think it's in until it's not, honestly.
Yeah,
Those
that's
guys,
true.
prettiest jumpers, it looks in every time. They're either short or they're a swish, and it's fucking cash. And I love that because a guy like Darius Garland takes relief off Jimmy Butler, takes relief off Bam Adebayo.
Mm.
Still a good enough creator where you can get him into the passing mode where he could have 14 assists and you wouldn't even notice. And you watch a full game, you'd be like, oh, he facilitated. Oh my God, he had 14 fucking assists because you got Struess, Duncan, you got these guys that shoot. And then Jimmy doesn't have to sit there, get the ball at the top of the key and take on Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon or who's the other guy guarding him? I'm trying to think of the third guy that was guarding him, but mostly those two that were guarding him. And he's got to go one-on-one every time. And he gets the step and he gets the shot. But if he has those guys open at threes, you saw in the game that they won against Denver, where that was the game where Jimmy Butler scored, but he was also finding everyone. Like he literally would drive and you'd see like two shooters in the corner, and it didn't fucking matter. He could go both balls. He could have two balls in his hand, throw them each to the side of the threes. Each of those guys would sink those threes. So it's one of those things where that team has to get. They need two things. They need a point guard who can score and dish, asking a lot, but not too much. They also need a guy who can allow Bam to be a stretch four and allow him to really feel his fucking game. I'm not saying Bam can't guard guys like Nikola Jokic, but you just need a DeAndre Jordan. You need just like a 7-foot defensive juggernaut who can sit there, get rebounds, put up layups and allow a guy like Bam, who's realistically more in that 4 space because he has the passing ability. He can shoot the elbow threes. Like you gotta get someone to complement that. And that's just like a bigger Kevin Love. That's really all it is. It's not like it's this huge overhaul. You gotta get that point guard because could you imagine like Kyle Lowry coming off how are we forgetting about this motherfucker? Kyle Lowry should be the guy
Seriously.
we're talking about, right? Like
Right.
Kyle Lowry should be the 20 and 10 guy. He's a little older, got a fat donk, and he's real good at defense. But like they need like a Darius Garland. They need like a point guard who can go downhill and just like could you imagine like a shy Gilgeous Alexander at Miami right now? Like, could you imagine him and Jimmy in that backfield? Like, they would be going absolutely fucking berserk. Like, you need a point guard now in the league. If you really want, you either have to go with a point guard who's just like facilitator, like what they've done with the Lakers, and you get the point guard who facilitates, or you got to go with a guy like a Darius Garland or some shit like that. I'm all about it. If I'm the Heat GM, Pat Riley, go get him. Go get him. You can probably trade him for like a couple Pokemon cards. And you're probably fine. But like, seriously, like, I'm all about it. Darius Garland would be a sick fucking fit for Miami. And I just came across this as we're talking about it, but as we're talking through it, perfect fit. Let's see. That was all I had for NBA. The last thing I had was UFC. Max, how are we doing for UFC? Anything else, Creighton? You got any questions? Any other keep ups on the NBA?
No, man. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Max, fire me off with some UFC, starting with the early and prelim card. Anything you like there?
Yeah, so once again, there goes Sam. Man, always these fights are gonna be great. And I mean, they're just fighting, dude. Like, it's gonna be fun to watch. You never know. I think if he wants to go prelims and you're looking at it, you got Zumagulov from I'm not even whatever. I think that's now I want to figure it out. It's from Kazakhstan. He is favored, but this motherfucker is on a 3-game losing streak or 3-fight losing streak. Has lost 4 out of his last 5. Like,
The
I don't know why.
Bunez.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And sure, like Bunez, this would be his UFC debut. Sam Zumagulov and Bunez. Zumagulov lost 4 out of his last 5. Has lost his last 4. 4. I forgot, but he's fighting Bunez, who's this would be his debut. It looks like.
Okay.
So that's why he's favored. But this man, I don't hate it. He's 3 inches taller, but 1 pound lighter. I just like that
What's
length.
flyweight?
Flyweight,
super light.
flyweight is them little boys. Like, dude, 125. Like, they are small.
I can't even remember the last time I weighed.
These are grown men that are 125. They're 34 and 33 years old.
I think I was 125 in like 6th grade.
So they're like jockeys, basically.
Jacked jockeys. Don't forget that. They'll kick your ass, man.
They're fast as fuck. They are so fucking fast. It's unreal.
I'm gonna hit you.
This is one that kind of caught my eye last second. Abunya's plus 140. I don't hate. Just take that straight up. Don't let it ruin a parlay, just in case, and don't go crazy. But you just look at Zumagulov. I'll reiterate. Lost his last 3. Yeah, so he lost his last 3, but he's 4 for 5 of losing his last. He's lost his 4 of last 5. Jesus.
Where you at?
That's the one that kind of just stuck out. The last one on the prelims, you got a good amount of prelims.
Yeah, we do.
And they're gonna be solid. Christian Cunonez, I like it, dude. He's a little stud. He's a younger guy. He's almost 10 years old or younger than Kang. he's on a little bit of a tear. He's 5-game win or 5-fight win streak. I keep doing that. And I just think he's got it, dude. He knows what he's gonna do, and I don't know. I just think that minus 165 is gonna be nice when you parlay it with skip it up a little bit.
On those
to-
bets, is it just sorry, I don't mean to
Oh,
interrupt,
yeah,
but
no,
I'm
you're good.
curious.
I just keep rolling, so yeah, definitely interrupt.
With those bets, is it just that guy straight up, or is it like a first round knockout or a second round knockout, or are there any nuances to those?
You know what? You reminded me because I did want to bring that up. For these fucking prelims, you can't. Like, I'm not. It's just saying like pretty much straight up. Like, if you want to go to like getting ahead, but like the Vettori-Cannonier fight, the main event, you can do all like the winning methods. It can be
Oh,
knockout,
okay.
it can be submission, it can be knockout and submission. But I was looking because I did want to do like um Christian to do like KO or decision. That's what I wanted to do to get a little better odds, but you can't. So with most of these prelims, and I guess it's just see like what I can do. Nicholas Dalby and Muslim Salkobov. You could do like winning methods. So it's just I guess it just depends on the fighter and if they're not really well known, well watched, like Vegas doesn't know what to do. Um but yeah, so I do like those but with Christian, you just gotta do straight money line for whatever reason. It kind of sucks. And then I'm gonna skip a little bit. There's obviously, like I say every single time, great fights throughout. They're fighting. But I'm gonna jump to Sirkan and Silva. That's the co-main event or match number 2. It's a minus 105 or fucking 1,050. For Tersakin. That's I don't know why did I say that wrong the first time. Tersakin. Um, that method of victory, you could jump to just get a little better odds. I feel like he's kind of all over the place when you look at it. Um, so I think because he can submit, he can KO, he can get to decision, but he's a young guy from Armenia. He's 26 years old, and he's a beast. He lost to Gamrot, who's a great fighter, well experienced. But other than that, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dubs out of his last 7. His one loss was to Gamrot, who's a great fighter again. That's why he's minus 1,000. But if you want to look at it, you could do him to win by TKO is minus 135. If you want to look at the double chances,
Yep, we do.
do knockout or decision. Oh fuck! What the fuck did I just do?
Oh shit.
Fucked it up. Knockout or decision was like minus 305, but if you put that into my parlay once I refined it, I don't think so. If you parlay that with Sir Christian, you get a plus 110.
Oh, I
If
love
you
that.
win by TKO, KO, DQ /
Yep.
decision for Sir Sakin, and then Cununez. So that's a nice one to look at if you don't want to really deal with that. And then co-main event or the main event, Jesus.
Man.
Vettori-Cannonier and motherfucking Marvin Vettori.
Let's go.
These are just some dogs, dude.
I was
These
gonna say this would be a great fucking fight.
are just solid men that just like you don't want to fucking bump shoulders with you. You walking down the street, you run into these guys' shoulders, you're like, fuck.
No, fuck.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, you want me to clean your shoes? Like, fuck.
Let
These
me
guys,
buy you some new ones while I'm
yeah. These
Don't
guys are
kill me.
badass. But Vettori, he got his chance. Well, I guess both of them got their chance against Izzy. Lost to Izzy for the belt. Both had their title shots. They're slowly climbing back. And I just think Vettori kind of has that upper hand. He's a little more. He's got more duality. He can wrestle. He can chuck. Cannonier just has a haymaker that will knock fucking anyone out. So that's kind of what Vettori has to look for. He did lose to Robbie Whittaker September 3rd. So he beat Paulo Costa though. He's a good one. Kevin Holland's another great win before he fought Izzy.
Yeah.
So I think Vittori's just a little more hungry. Cannonier, not saying like he's on his way out but he's 30 fucking 9 years old. He beat Sean Strickland, his last fight, but like if he loses this one, that kind of ruins his chance of the belt. So you never know. Or what?
I don't know. Maybe he fucks around and finds out. I don't know. We might have a little showdown. We might have a little brotherly showdown here on Saturday night.
That's fine, dude.
I love it. I love it. I feel like we're usually on the same boat, so I like this. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Now, so what I will do is I'm gonna parlay Tersakin KO decision with Christian Cununez, and then Marvin Vettori money line. Both the last two, Christian and Marvin, are money lines. That's a 285. And even if you wanted to say fuck everything, I don't really want to do the Tersak. I just want Tersakin's money line, and I don't really want Christian Nunez, but I like Marvin Vettori, and I just like Tersakin in general. That still gets you plus 100 for both their money lines. Tersakin and Marvin Vettori's money lines gets you right at plus 100.
Damn.
If you're like, well, but I like betting prelims. Prelims are fun. Gets you a little more into it.
Yeah,
and if you want to do all of their money lines,
oh my,
instead of just Tersakin shit, that's plus 230. So that's probably the safer bet. I'll say, because what, it was 285 I said for the TKO and stuff. I mean, you might as well just do the money line and
for which one?
call it that.
You got me.
So I got
almost all.
I know, I'm sorry.
You're hopping. Where are we
that's
at?
just a stop because I'm gonna to go back in. So I was saying you could do the Tersakin TKO and KO decision.
Yeah.
But if you parlayed the three that I said with Christian, Marvin, TKO, KO, Tersakin, it was like plus 285, right?
Yep.
But if you just want to do all straight money lines, take out that submission or that TKO decision and just the chance of a submission, it's still plus 230 if you just want to do Tersakin's money line.
That's not bad. Yep, I like that.
For Sam's sake, right? You said you want Cannonier. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but I was gonna say this Muslim
260 if you want to throw Cannonier instead of Marvin.
Shit. Okay. Cannonier is now plus 100 since we last talked. I had minus 105 before this podcast started. So I don't know if we are moving lines as we speak or what's going on.
I will say like 10 minutes into the pod, they
clearly value Max's opinion versus mine.
They're listening.
Yeah, they're saying, okay, Sam wants Cannonier. Let's start putting the books on the plus. See how much money we can get for plus handy. Sammy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never know what I'm talking about.
That's the fun of this, dude.
I know basketball to a certain extent, and apparently I don't. Like once I think I know something, I don't know anything.
I don't know anything about anything, but that's half the fun.
I'm always top 5 in
Exactly. That's why we're
bracket.
here to educate.
Yeah.
I'm always invited to the prom, never the prom queen. You know.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Poor
Thank
Sarah.
you. That's the one I was looking for. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. No, I love it, Max. I like the I like that Vittori. So we'll do let's just do a little what do you want to do? You want to do a bottle of wine for Vettori-Cannonier?
Ooh, I love this.
Little brotherly bet. We need to start doing this more because we usually are on the same side when it comes to UFC. And we did well. We cleaned up real nice last weekend. I think that's worth noting, right? Didn't we hit everything? I mean, Nunez, Oliveira,
Oh, well, I did say Nunez money line is the safer one, but I think I put in decision or
and then we also had
it's submission or
Oliveira,
TKO, I think.
and then we
I
had
didn't put
Oliveira.
decision. She won decision.
But who was before Nunez? We also had that Malott. We had
Oh
Malott.
yeah.
We had
Yeah,
Malott,
Malott and Oliveira.
Nunez, and Oliveira. So we hit the big three. So we had a good weekend. So it's about time we have a disagreement. But yeah, we'll do bottle of wine or a bottle of whatever liquor you want. You want some tequila? I know you like your tequila. So you get me a bottle of wine, I'll get you a bottle of tequila. How about that?
Well, no, because I drink my tequila is nice. Not saying like the wine, but like no, like the bottle of wine for the tequila.
All right, I'll take a bottle of tequila. I'll take a bottle of tequila.
We'll both do bottle of wines, or if you want, yeah, if you want to try what I drink, we'll just call it that.
Yeah,
But
let's
that's
do that. Let's do that.
$70. $70 is what I drink.
Do you want it? Do you want to bet it?
Fine with bottle of wine if you want, but if you want to do the tequila, I'm down.
All right.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't hate for you to try the tequila that I drink. I like it.
Hey, losers got to bring the tequila to the lake next weekend. How about that?
Fine. Virtual.
Witness.
We can do a smaller size too.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah, no, I like it. This will be a good one. This will be a good one.
All right, let's do it.
Love it. All right. Anything else that we have here? Oh, actually, no, that was it. Yep.
No, that sums it up for the UFC.
I have nothing else. I am pooped. I gotta go.
Yeah, that just might be the pod.
Yeah, that might just be the pod. I will be in Chicago visiting Sean's bitch ass, and Grayson's bitch ass. Yep. So we will report back. I'm sure we will be sending you boys some texts from the US Open squad. Hopefully our bets hit. I know we'll be chilling. It's gonna be a good little weekend. Cubs have the Pirates tomorrow and the O's tomorrow or on Friday. So keep an eye out for your boys. Be chilling.
I'm telling you what, if you guys are thinking about merch in the future, a little silhouette of you two with that might just be the pod underneath it. Like that is like
we need to cut that out so no one else takes it.
That might just be the pod. Like that is
that might just be the pod.
That's the tagline. That might just be the pod. Like
I
that's
love it. Fuck yeah.
Put that on a sticker. Like, yeah. Monetize that right there.
Boom. Copyrighted.
I like that.
We're already in touch with our lawyers. We're texting them. Anyone who's want to try and fuck us, we will fuck you so hard.
Sorry. Cubbies just went up. They were down fucking 5-1, and now it's 6-5.
Oh, we're rolling into the weekend. What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, let's get it.
Go. All right. Cheers to everyone. Cheers to Mr. Father over there again.
Happy Glad you could join us.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to get a good load of golf. We're going to get a good load of baseball. We're going to get a good load of just fucking people kicking each other's ass on the octagon. I'm so glad we don't have to pay for it this time because I would have had to fucking pay for Sean and Grayson would not have paid for that fucking UFC card if we had to pay for it on Saturday night when we get to Chicago. So I am so fucking glad I don't have to pay for that shit. We're going to watch it. We're going to bet it. We're going to have a goddamn good ass weekend. Everyone's winning this weekend. I fucking feel it. I love you boys. Let's have a good weekend.
Let's go.
God's love.
Yes.
Rev run.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Bye, boys.
everybody.